That was Stereo MCs and Connected. You're listening to 107.5 Switch Radio. So joining me in the studio now, as I mentioned earlier on, and as I made a little announcement earlier on this week, is Jamie Chapman from the Birmingham Zombie Walk. So, hang on a minute. Is your thing working?
We'll see.
Yeah, there it is. There you go. Yeah, it's working. So basically, we're here really to talk about Zombie Walk. If for those of people who have never heard of Zombie Walk, explain just a little bit, what is Zombie Walk?
Basically, it's a charity event to raise money for Birmingham Children's Hospital. And what people do is people meet up in the city centre, and everyone gets their makeup done and raises money for the Children's Hospital. And then we take a mass walk as a massive horde of zombies all around Birmingham.
It can be quite a scary little image, can't it? Really, if you aren't aware that it's going on that day and you're just browsing around the shops in the centre of Birmingham, because I was part of it last year. I took my daughter down, but basically you'll just do a massive march. It's usually about 3 o'clock or something in the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it usually starts around 3, the actual walk itself, yeah.
And they do like a walk through the centre of Birmingham, and basically people just look terrified as like a horde of zombies head down the road, and you just stop in various locations and do a bit of a raw sort of thing, bit of a few photos, and then carry on. So where did the idea for Zombie Walk, where did that start?
Well, I used to do like flash mobs and stuff, so I organised quite a lot of flash mobs in the city centre. And from there, we just thought, let's do a zombie flash mob. We never thought it'd take off and be a big zombie walk. We sort of just thought it'd be a little flash mob event. People can just do it as a zombie theme thing.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of got bigger from there, really. But I knew that one happened in Manchester. Right. So I spoke to the guy who organised the one in Manchester. He gave a few tips as well on what to do. And from there, we set it up in 2009. 2009, and it's been going every year since. Yeah. So it is now heavily linked with Birmingham Children's Hospital, and you've raised a lot of money for Birmingham Children's Hospital over the past few years. Yeah. Was that originally going to be the idea for it? Was it something you wanted to do as a charity thing, or did that just come in at a later date? Yeah, it's always been a charity thing. From 2009, we wanted to make it a charity element, because not only does it encourage people to come, but obviously people can have fun and enjoy themselves and raise money for a good cause at the same time. It's a brilliant
sort of fundraising idea and stuff. How much did you raise on the first year? Did you remember that figure off the top of your head?
Can't remember the exact figure, but I think we had about under 100 people there that first year. And it's sort of just grown since then. It's
grown and grown and grown. How many people did you have in 2013? There was an awful lot there, if I remember.
I think 2012 was our best one. I think we had about 2,000 zombies participating.
2,000 zombies walking through the centre of Birmingham. Quite a scary image, to be honest. If you're not aware of what a flash mob is, to be honest, just to give you a brief explanation, a flash mob is basically when, the best way of kind of describing a flash mob, get yourself to YouTube and just type in flash mob. There are thousands around the world. People just literally do something, like turn up in the middle of a crowd, do something, and then disperse and just leave, sort of thing, leaving everybody who's not part of it pretty much quite bewildered. So, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to play a track that is slightly linked with zombies in some sort of way, and then we'll come back with you in just a few moments after the advert. So, join the guys here in the studio. If you want to log on to the website, you can actually see us here in the studio. Unfortunately, you can't actually see Jamie. You can only see me, which actually kind of defeats the object of having the webcam in here in the first place. If you get down to www.switchradio.co.uk, you can see us on there. We're also going to put something on the Facebook page as well. If you've got any questions, drop them in there. We're back in just a few moments. Keep it Switch.
Linking communities together. This is 107.5 Switch Radio. Switch Radio.
Excellent. So joining me in the studio, in case you've just tuned in, we've got Jamie Chapman here from Birmingham Zombie Walk, talking to us about the exciting things that he's got, basically past, present and future, really, of Zombie Walk. In case you don't know what Zombie Walk's all about, it is a mass horde zombie dress-up type charity thing that basically goes through the centre of Birmingham. And it's due to be, is it September that you've announced this, haven't you?
Yeah,
I've got to be careful with what I announce and stuff. September this year it's going to be held, and it will be in the centre of Birmingham. So basically, how has Zombie Walk changed since it started back in 2000? Because we were talking about where it started and how it all started. Yeah. How's it sort of changed from 2009 to now?
It's just got bigger. From having like 100 people, it's now you sort of talking thousands of people and zombies walking around the city centre, and it's just grown massively. And obviously, with that, you're raising more money for the Children's Hospital. Which is fantastic.
So, what sort of things do you do that actually gain money for the charity? How do people contribute?
And there's a few ways. We have a Just Giving page, so people can donate before, during, and after the event. We also, the main way we make money is on the day. We have a load of volunteers that kindly donate their time and materials to do the actual makeup, and everyone gets made out to look like a zombie during the day, and then everyone donates an amount to get made up as a zombie. So there's like 3 different tiers. There's sort of the basic, there's sort of medium, and there's the real sort of VIP proper zombie gore package.
Yeah, and they're the ones that actually look like horrific. Horrific in a good way, isn't it? It's not like horrific in a bad way at all. So there are people that come along, and they all dress up as. There's a lot of people that dress up in their own sort of their favourite sort of zombie related characters, isn't there? I've seen people dressed up as. You might know some people at home might not recognise any of the people I'm just about to say. Deadpool. I've seen a guy dressed as Deadpool there, which is a Marvel cartoon character. We've had people from The Walking Dead. We've had there's Resident Evil people, things like that. That might mean nothing, like completely nothing to most of the people out there. But it is a lot of fun. What else? So what were you doing before Zombie Walk? What was Jamie Chapman doing?
Well, I tried media at school. I tried doing it like in sixth form and college, but the academic route wasn't for me. And during that, I was working in a pub as well, just doing waitering and bit of chefing. I say chefing, it was more sort of being in the microwave on, to be honest. I won't lie to you.
No, nobody seems to know what goes on in those pub those pub kitchens now, but you've just had breaking news there that it is just a microwave, really. With basically, this is. I was going to talk about this a bit later on, but you've come quite far quite quickly because you're only 23 now.
Yeah.
Before you were just working in a pub, and then you had the idea for Zombie Walk back in 2009, and now it's got to the point where very recently, it was either last week or the week before.
Yeah.
You've won an RBS Inspire Award for. Was it Young Fundraiser of the Year, or was it just Fundraiser of the Year?
Yeah, it's Young Fundraiser of the Year.
Young Fundraiser of the Year. So how did it feel to actually win that?
Absolutely incredible. Like, on the day I was speechless. I was overwhelmed to even be nominated, let alone to actually win that category against 2 other fantastic fundraisers.
Yeah.
So absolutely overwhelmed. Yeah.
What was the actual event like itself? I mean, because you're up against some of the what other kind of people were in your category? What were they doing?
And they were doing a lot of fundraising as well. Obviously, being in the fundraising category, and they've both done some fantastic stuff for other charities and for the local community.
I mean, it's a big award to win, especially especially at the age of 23 as well. So, excellent. Okay, right. So what we're going to do? We're going to take a short break now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the stuff that's going to go on, possibly for Zombie Walk 2014, and we'll talk a little bit more about Zombie Walk and what it all entails and stuff. So keep it switched, keep involved. So if you've just joined us again, we are live in the studio here, 107.5 Switch Radio. We are live, and if you click on the watch button on our website, www.switchradio.co.uk, you can see I'm joined in here in the studio with Jamie Chapman from Birmingham Zombie Walk. Hello, Jamie.
How you doing? Are you right?
Excellent. Zombie Walk 2014. I know there's a lot of things that are kind of still hush-hush about it, so I am completely fine with the fact that we can't say too much and stuff, but is there anything new that we can, we might be able to kind of find out now, sort of thing? We know it's in September. Is there anything else that we can find out?
It's going to be around the same sort of area. We can't be too specific at the minute, but it's still going to be city centre based, and hopefully more zombies than ever before.
More zombies than ever before. If anyone's been to Zombie Walk before, of course, get in touch with us and kind of let us know your experiences with the Zombie Walk. You can get in touch at Switch_radio is the Twitter. Facebook's 107.5 Switch Radio. The website, of course, www.switchradio.co.uk, and you can also email me now direct, stu@switchradio.co.uk. Also, I mean, something else you're heavily associated with is Punk Zebra, isn't it? What is Punk Zebra?
Well, basically, during the Zombie Walk in 2010, I think it was, I met Adam Yosef, and he was doing his journalism thing, and he was actually interviewing me on the day. And from there, we sort of got chatting, and we realised we both had similar interests in sort of the video and sort of marketing field.
Yeah.
And from then on, we went to set up a company, and that's Punk Zebra, and we mainly do like video production and photography.
Excellent. Okay. And now this is kind of slightly associated with Birmingham Zombie Walk itself, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, we sort of took it under the wing. It still remains a charity event. But yeah,
In case people are wondering as well, the fella behind me actually at the moment taking photos. If you are watching on the website, do you know what? I'll have a look at the watch counter in a moment and see if there is anyone actually watching. Sometimes it's 0, and then I feel really offended by the fact that nobody wants to watch me sat in their studio. But then, what really is there interesting about one guy sat on his own in a studio? It just looks really sad and lonely, to be honest. But the person behind me is Adam Yosef, who Jamie's talking about as well, who's taking some photos. So what we're going to do, we're going to put links to everything about Birmingham Zombie Walk, everything we can, on the Switch Radio page. So if you head on down to 107.5 Switch Radio, we'll have all the links to Birmingham Zombie Walk and stuff on there. There's no sort of entry fee or anything really for Zombie Walk at all, is there? They can just turn up.
Yeah, in previous years, we're hoping to do it a little bit differently this year. But again, that's going to be announced pretty soon on our social media pages.
Yes. It's all under lock and key. I can't get anything out of these guys at all.
Give it a few weeks.
But it is, I mean, it's not, it might sound quite scary, to be honest. The Zombie Walk itself might sound like quite a scary thing, and almost as though it's kind of directed towards just teenagers or anything along those lines. It's not. It's a brilliant day out for the whole family, isn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have like kids in prams, all a little bit of fake blood on them. You have like families that all come with young kids, and it really is for all ages, and anyone can take part.
If the weather's brilliant, it does make an amazing sort of day out. Something to do on. It's usually on a Sunday, is that right?
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's usually a weekend event.
Yeah, of course, because there would be no one else in town really on a Sunday, would there? So, yeah. So usually on a Saturday afternoon. Basically, if you're not doing anything, keep your eye on the Zombie Walk page for Facebook, and they're going to be making some announcements shortly on things like the exact date and where it's going to be and stuff like that to follow, and also events that are linked and tied in. I'm actually in between the tracks here. Me and Jamie are actually having conversations about stuff that I might try and do to get involved in some way, shape or form, but then I can't talk about those because I haven't necessarily confirmed them yet either, so there's no point in me saying that. I'm just blabbering again. Okay, we're going to play another couple of records and we're back with you shortly. Keep it Switch.
You're switched on to 107.5
Switch Radio.
That was Jakarta and American Dream there. I've just been checking the little webcam thing because I've said now www.switchradio.co.uk. You come down, you can actually see us in the studio. Oh, there's an advert playing now, so it's not letting me see it. Click to continue watch. No, I don't want to watch that. Oh, it's riddled with adverts, this streaming malarkey and stuff. All right, but if you get yourself down to www.switchradio.co.uk, you can actually see us here in the studio. Unfortunately, you can only see the back of Jamie's head. But yeah, they are here. They're coming in from the Birmingham Zombie Walk. Right, this advert's about to finish. This is not brilliant radio. This is Stuart just looking at... there we go. Right, one view. We've got one viewer. It is more than I've had in the past few hours anyway. So we've got one viewer viewing the webcam. If you get yourself down to the website, click on watch in the top right hand corner. You can see us in the studio here. So at least we've got one person watching. We know that there is somebody there. So hello to you, whoever you are, unless you just clicked on it by mistake and you're on the wrong website or something, in which case go away. Excellent. So what we're going to talk about now, actually, Jamie, interesting. I didn't know this before we'd actually met. You mentioned before about how you've got some kind of future projects. You're going travelling soon for charity, is that right?
Yeah, we're going out to Uganda. It's me and my girlfriend. We're going to be spending 6 weeks out there. We're going to be volunteering as teachers in the southwest of Uganda.
Excellent. Okay, how did that come about? Is that something that you've actively gone and searched, or is that something that someone's approached you to do? Or
it's something my girlfriend spotted, actually. We sort of saw a Facebook post about the Volunteer Uganda organisation, and we thought, should we do it? And we sort of discussed it a little bit and just went for it. We thought, yeah, let's do it, let's go.
Excellent as well. And you've got to get some money together to go and actually do that as well. So again, another thing to kind of keep your eye on, posted on the Facebook page for something to get involved to help them to go out to Uganda and do so. That's a fantastic cause, that is, as well. What kind of things would you be teaching them though? Is it something you need to acquire, like a skill set you need to acquire before you go to Uganda, or is...
No, you don't need any qualifications or anything to sort of go out there. You just basically, the first week you get the training, and it's only sort of basic stuff. It's going to be sort of maths, English and science. But to the kids out there, it's really valuable to learn those three things.
Definitely. Wow, that is definitely something. I mean, if I had the time, I would love to do that sort of thing. I'm not saying that you've got lots of time on your hands, but you are an incredibly busy person, obviously. So do do you get taken care of while you're over there, or is that what the money's for? Is that just to kind of really survive while you're over there, really?
Yeah, well, we have to get all the medication and stuff to go over there, and then we pay a set amount to go out there and do the actual scheme. And over the 6 weeks, you teach most days, and between that, you can go on a safari and pay extra for. So there's a lot going on during the 6 weeks, but I think it would be an absolutely incredible experience.
And when would you go over there? Is that later this year, or is that?
It's July, mid-July.
Mid-July for 6 weeks. That is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the Facebook page and see if there's any questions in here. I don't know whether there will be. No, there's no questions. That one person's not even asking us questions either, to be honest. Drop us some questions on email or Twitter or Facebook, stu@switchradio.co.uk. We know there are people listening, but whether or not you can communicate with us is another thing. Twitter is Switch_radio, Facebook's 107.5 Switch Radio. Get in touch with us through the website, www.switchradio.co.uk. You can email me, stu@switchradio.co.uk as well. We'll be back in just a few moments. Keep it Switch.
Linking communities together. Castle Vale, Hodge Hill, Erdington, Shard End. This is 107.5 Switch Radio.
107.5 Switch Radio.
You've made the switch. You've made the switch to 107.5 Switch Radio.
Yep, as that man says there, 107.5 Switch Radio, listening to Stu here. I'm joined in the studio with Jamie Chapman from Birmingham Zombie Walk. One final thing really we want to chat about just before we have to go into the news and stuff. The volunteers. These are the people that make the day the great success that it is.
Yeah.
So how do you go about getting volunteering and stuff for the Zombie Walk?
We usually put a call out on social media, and there's been people over the years such as Adam and Jack Kirby and Heather Smith and loads of others to mention, but they've been there from the start and have really always supported the event. And there's also local businesses as well who have been absolutely fantastic, and they've been really supportive. And without all these people and businesses coming together, the Zombie Walk wouldn't be as successful as it's become.
I mean, if people do want to get involved, by all means, get in touch with these guys to volunteer yourselves. Is it something that they can do now? So if they log on to the website for the Zombie Walk, can they volunteer already? Or
if they pop onto the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Birmingham Zombies, they can drop us a message and tell us that they're interested in volunteering at this year's walk, and we'll definitely get back to them.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic having you guys here in the studio with me. What we could possibly try and do is arrange for you to come back just before Zombie Walk goes live in September as well, just to chat about, and then everything will be announced and stuff, and we'll try and get more publicity for it and stuff as well. If anybody's got any questions at all about it whatsoever, we're going to post the links on the Facebook page. So if you head down to 107.5 Switch Radio, I'll post the links on there for Birmingham Zombie Walk. Have a look at those guys. By all means, give them a like on their Facebook page as well, and you can see all the media and stuff that we've collated for today and everything. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in, and I'm sure we'll speak to you soon and keep up to date with all your good works. Cheers, man. Thank you, Jamie.
All right, cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Keep it Switch.